Job interviews? Yeah. Just hearing those two words is enough to make your palms start sweating, right? You've spent hours polishing your resume, you've got the handshake down, but, those tough questions are just around the corner. And honestly, the way you answer them, that's what makes the difference between getting that rejection email and landing your dream job.
Ah, there it is. The one question that's pretty much guaranteed to make anyone feel a little uncomfortable. We've all been there, trying to find an answer that's honest, but maybe not too honest. But here's the real secret. The goal isn't about finding the perfect weakness. The real goal is to completely change how you think about the entire interview itself.
And that's the big shift right there. You see, an interview isn't a performance where you have to recite lines. It's a conversation. It's your chance to actually connect with another person and, most importantly, show them the value you're going to bring to their team in the future. So, to really nail this, we're going to break it all down into a super powerful three-part strategy. First, how to tell your story. Second, how to prove your value. And third, how to really align with their mission.
Okay, let's kick things off with part one, telling your professional story. So many interview questions sound like they're about your past, but they're not. They're really an invitation. They're inviting you to create this compelling story that points forward and shows exactly why this role, why it's the perfect next step for you.
So let's take the classic opener, tell me about yourself. Now, the average answer is, let's be honest, a pretty boring walkthrough of a resume. But just look at that strong answer. It doesn't just list jobs. It starts with a core belief, a professional philosophy. It instantly turns your career from just a random list of things you did into a meaningful, purposeful journey.
And that really gets to the heart of it all. Facts are fine, they inform. But stories? Stories are what create a connection. An interviewer isn't going to remember all the bullet points on your resume, but they will remember the story you tell about who you are and what drives you. That's how you build a real, memorable connection.
Okay, now let's tackle another one that can be kind of tricky. Notice how that weak answer is super vague, and it even sounds a little bit negative. The strong answer does the complete opposite. It's specific, it's positive, and it's all about the future. You're not just running from something old, you're running toward the unique challenge this new role offers. See the difference?
The key takeaway here is just so simple. Being forward-focused always wins. When you answer this way, you're showing the interviewer that you're not just passively looking for any job. Nope. You're a professional with a clear vision, and their company is a really important part of that plan. So, to wrap up our first section, it's all about that reframe. Every single question is a chance to show them where you're going, not just to rehash where you've been. Now let's build on that foundation as we dive into part two.
All right, welcome to part two, proving your unique value. So you've told your story, which is great, but now it's time to back it up. These next few questions, they're designed to really dig into your self-awareness and see how you handle pressure in the real world. The goal isn't to brag, it's to give them solid proof of your problem-solving skills. So when they ask, why should we hire you? The weak answer is basically just saying, I meet the minimum requirements. So does every other candidate. But that strong answer, it's confident. It pinpoints a unique value, something you won't find on a job description, and then it immediately offers to prove it with a real example.
Exactly, because companies don't hire resumes, they hire people. They're looking for that special something, that unique ingredient you bring to the table that nobody else can. Your job in the interview is to figure out what your superpower is and then tell them about it. That's what they're really looking for. And here we are, back at the greatest weakness question. The cliche answer, I'm a perfectionist, is just a total cop-out, and everyone knows it. But the strong answer, wow, it's a masterclass in self-awareness. It does two things. One, it names a real, genuine weakness. But two, and this is the important part, it shows you've already created a system to manage it. See, the whole point here isn't to pretend you don't have flaws. Of course you do, we all do. The point is to show maturity and a real commitment to growing. That tells an employer you're coachable and you're always trying to get better, which, let's be real, is way more valuable than so-called perfection. Now, what about handling stress? The weak answer, oh, I work well under pressure, is completely meaningless. A strong answer describes your process. Look at this. First, I notice the signals. Then, I pause. I prioritize my tasks. And then I act with focus. This isn't some vague claim. It's a repeatable system for navigating chaos.
And what this kind of process really shows is a high level of emotional intelligence. You're proving you don't just deny that pressure exists. You have a mature, thought-out strategy to manage it.
And for an employer, that means you're reliable, you're predictable, and you can be trusted when things inevitably get tough.
This brings us to the final, crucial section, aligning with the company. You've told your story, you've proven your value, now you have to land the plane. This is where you connect everything you've said directly to them and show that you don't just want a job, you want this job.
The big difference here is all about where you're pointing the spotlight. The weak answer shines the spotlight on yourself. Look at my skills. But the strong answer, it turns that spotlight around and shines it right on them. It shows you've actually done your homework, you understand their mission, and you've connected your own personal values to it.
An answer like that sends such a powerful signal to an interviewer. It tells them you're not just looking for a paycheck, you're looking for a purpose. It proves you're actually thinking about a long-term partnership, not just some 9-to-5 gig to pass the time.
Okay, we're at the very end of the interview. They lean back and ask, "So, do you have any questions for us?" This is your last chance to leave a great impression. A weak question is about what you can get, but a strong question, it's all about what you can give. It's a total mindset shift from me to we.
This is the ultimate power move. Asking about their challenges reframes you as an immediate problem solver. In the final moments of the entire conversation, you're already showing them how you're going to make an impact from day one. It's basically a mic drop closing statement.
So, after all that, what's the golden thread that ties all these strong answers together? It's this. Be specific and show you know yourself. Always focus on the future value you can bring, and finally, align everything you say with their mission. Just remember that core idea. Don't perform, connect.
So, I'll leave you with this one last thought. We always treat interviews like we're being tested, but they're really just a conversation to see if there's a mutual fit. That final question you ask them, it isn't just a formality, it's your chance to interview them. So, the real question is, what will your final question reveal about you?